It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely. There's a new prequel coming out. It's one of the greatest movie franchises of all time. Bay, what's your guess?
I say Rambo Before the Blood.
All right, somebody knows. Nice job. Very good. Very good.
There went that segment.
It is Rambo.
Really? You're kidding me.
How did he know?
Boom.
How are you going to start with Bay? He knows everything
How
about
did
movies.
he know? How
Yeah.
did he know about
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
John Rambo. They might be making a new one.
Okay.
How did he know about that?
Yeah, isn't this something?
Because I watched.
I thought they had Last Blood. Isn't that like,
Right.
like
It's a
last?
Right.
This is Zero.
But this one would be like
Before
You
the
need
blood.
now you need
John Rambo
First Blood.
in Vietnam.
Yeah, Before the Blood.
Ooh, before the blood. Right.
So you get to actually see his unit. that
Yeah.
he was
I do
talking
not
about.
want to see his unit.
Again.
I bet it's a big unit though, right? It's Rambo.
Well, 12
Happy Hanukkah,
Men.
Lawyer Wayne.
on a A team.
It's the last day of Hanukkah, huh?
I just,
And he's celebrating.
Last day of Hanukkah.
This guy does White Claws.
Salud.
Salud.
That's what I was at.
It
Where's
is.
the bourbon?
Mazel tov. Oh yeah.
Where's the bourbon?
So yeah, this is because that last Blood was the fifth film in the series.
I thought that was pretty good.
Right? 74 years old. He looks great.
Right?
Unbelievable. But yeah, this prequel. He wants to make another one. I don't think he could be the star though, right? I mean,
CGI. They turned like 60-something-year-old Arnold back into his 1980s Terminator with
Yeah.
CGI.
Or they could do a cartoon.
Right.
You could just do the voice.
yeah.
You know, they just Photoshop, tighten it up a little bit.
Hey, is that Charlie over there, Charlie? They should have Mickey. Oh, that's Rocky.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have Mickey in it.
Well, if they're going to do
What,
that,
you don't
they
think they
should.
could do a
That's-
Rocky Rambo crossover?
They should create a Rocky Rambo movie.
No, I'm telling you, like, Rocky before the Mick. I don't know. Something like before. Like.
I would love to see a Rocky with more of him and Tony Garza, the mob boss.
Yeah.
I would love to see Rocky.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Like Rocky on the street, like doing his thing.
He's
Hey,
collecting numbers. He's breaking thumbs. I
You
shouldn't have
ain't
broke
paid
your
yet.
thumb. Right.
I mean, I just wonder though, how can you have a prequel when the first movies in these series, like Rambo: First Blood, or
Uh-huh.
Rocky, whatever, those were the origin stories. Like,
Right.
First Blood was how Rambo became, the Rambo. Like,
I know.
because the
he was just
studio
John
the studio
Rambo.
needs
Right.
money and they're out of
it's the
ideas.
origin.
It's
story.
Hollywood. It doesn't have to make sense.
And this would be
as long as it can make money.
and this would be straight for this would be for streaming services.
Of course.
So it's basically the equivalent of straight to
Straight
video.
to video.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would like that. I would like to see that. Lawyer Wayne.
Yeah?
What movie would you like to see a prequel? Be
Moby
made?
Dick.
Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see one focused on Ahab, Captain Ahab.
Okay.
I want to see, and it needs to end with him losing his leg to the whale. I want to see what caused him to hate that whale so much. Because remember the Moby Dick, the story is from another, young man's perspective. This is a mysterious old captain with the one wooden leg.
Ahab. Right.
I'd love to see it. It could be a big period piece, lots of big sweeping vistas of ships and whalers and throwing harpoons.
That would be such a movie bomb.
You don't think people would love a Moby Dick movie?
Nobody would go to see Moby Dick.
I don't know,
prequel.
man.
Most
Master
people-
and Commander did pretty well. It'd be a
just
similar
think
style.
Master and Commander with a built-in fan base.
Most
And
people
big
who have
whales.
watched Moby Dick have done so because they didn't feel like reading the book for school.
Everybody had to read the book in school.
And they had to write a
back in
report.
the day.
Think about the movie Free Willy.
Free Willy. Yeah. Bay, what prequel would you like to see made?
What prequel? I would
Yeah.
like it's already been made.
Which one?
It's been a couple of them. Like Terminator.
Okay.
You know what I
Right.
mean? That one.
Right.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
They doing a prequel and a prequel to that one.
There's too many Star Wars. There's just too many. Brad, what are you thinking? Prequel. What would you like to see a prequel
gosh,
of?
man. So I'd like to see maybe a prequel to something like The Patriot because, and I've actually got this kind of concept going. I'm working on trying to write something like this right now. But, a lot of our founding fathers, like George Washington, he was a colonel in the Virginia militia back during the French and Indian War.
Okay.
Ben Franklin was a shopkeeper and basically the guy that the British general went to get all of his beans and bullets for the campaign against the British in what we call Pennsylvania, or against the French in Pennsylvania.
Who would you get to play Ben Franklin?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe me.
No, I'm
I'm fat
thinking.
and I wear glasses. Why not?
No, you.
I can
is
grow my
good.
hair.
Danny
out.
DeVito.
Yeah, that'd be a good Ben.
You get like
Yeah.
you do a bunch of individual movies, and you have them all come together like the Avengers.
Uh-huh.
You know, you
s-
could because
cinematic universe of our
you really
founding
could
fathers.
because
Founding
because then
Fathers
you've got,
Marvel.
like,
Founding
Daniel-
Fathers
all the
Endgame.
people that were involved in what's called Braddock's March,
Revolution.
the British General Braddock,
Right.
that did this thing where he attacked basically Fort Duquesne and all this stuff that's in Pennsylvania now. He had Washington as his right-hand man, and Washington got pissed off because after all this, this is where Washington made his legend. It's where he had, 3 bullet holes in his coat, 2 or 3 horses shot out from under him.
All right.
Stuff
We're
like
getting
that.
way too nerdy here. We
Like,
got to move
I
forward.
want
Dar.
this. I want that.
Dar prequel. What movie?
How do you follow that? That's not
That's why we had to move forward.
right.
We can't be talking about real ones that might
I
happen.
mean, I was waiting for him to go. I'm just a beer along Catholic. Like I felt
Yeah.
like Schoolhouse Rock. That was good. So totally, probably. So has anybody ever seen Secondhand Lions?
No.
No.
Amazing movie, and in it they go back to the 2 old men and kind of what they but like.
Well, it doesn't help
Going
that we have
back.
no idea what the plot is.
Isn't that
Yeah.
the sequel to Debbie Does Dallas?
Oh, I don't think there can be a sequel to that.
Red Pill Jen, what do you say?
I have no comment. You got to watch Secondhand.
I'll
Lions.
check it out.
One of the greatest movies ever. That's one of my favorite movies. All right, so if nobody knows that,
Yeah.
one, then no kidding.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Like no kidding. Go way back.
Like The
to
Hobbit?
The fight. No, the fight that leads up to Sauron
Silmarillion.
and the making
The
of the
Silmar-
ring to
the
begin with.
Silmarillion,
Like
yeah.
go back to make it where it's like this is the creation of the One Ring. This is when all the
okay,
rings were
gotcha.
given out.
Yes, yes.
So the kind of the little story they tell at the beginning of each, like go back and really fully.
You get to
develop
see
that.
Sauron and
Yes.
Celebrimbor,
Yeah, and Illusiador.
making the
and-
rings. and-
Bay?
John Wick.
Oh, you like to see a prequel to John Wick
John Wick.
with the dog's alive?
Well, yeah, him and his girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He
No,
gets a,
before he meets his girl, back in his
Yeah.
back in his assassin days.
oh, John Wick the player.
before he retired.
But then he wouldn't be
Yeah.
bitter and dark. What's the point?
No, he'd just be.
No,
He'd be
this-
happy, frolicking.
Right. Like nobody wants to watch that.
Just to see how he got his name. You know what I'm saying? The boogeyman.
Oh, the
Okay,
boogeyman.
all right.
Oh, for John Wick.
It starts off
that's
as a legend.
really that's sellable. That
Casey,
would-
what's a
I'd go
good
to that
movie you'd like to see a prequel made? Here, have a seat. Okay.
Oh,
Red Pill Jen, what do you think?
Well, they already attempted my favorite, which is Silence of the Lambs. So I would actually like to see a good version of that done because they sucked it. They sucked it with Hannibal.
Dragon.
Well, they have. Well, that's not really a prequel, but just something that goes in and really explains who Hannibal Lecter was and how he became the way that he was. And the other cool one I thought would be like basically any mobster movie, just to see where how they got involved with the gangs. But I feel like
Godfather Part 0.
no, I feel like any one you pick though, it would pretty much all be the same prequel. They grew up on some crappy street in some crappy town, and yeah.
You know what's cool is there's a movie coming out that's a prequel to a TV show,
What's
Oh
that?
yeah, what's that?
Sopranos.
Oh, yeah.
I saw
Which
something
I
about that.
can't
They're
wait.
still doing that?
Yeah. And
Okay.
James Gandolfini, who's dead now, the actor, his son is going to be playing young Tony, actually. So I'm looking forward to that.
Right on.
That'll be cool.
Which brings me to what I would like to see as a prequel is it's actually there's a movie out there and nobody knows that the prequel was a TV show and then they made the movie a few years later. The TV show was in the late 80s, early 90s. It was a TV show called Saved by the Bell. Ever see it?
A couple
Heard of
times,
it.
yeah.
Well,
Yes,
that's the
part of it.
prequel to a movie that was made in the mid 90s called Showgirls. Okay?
Okay.
Did you ever see that movie?
That was after Seagrass
That was
Rate.
terrible.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst movies I think possibly ever made.
It's always tough to.
For a teenage boy, it was great.
It was
Sure
perfect.
it was.
That pool scene.
right
babe.
up there with the Victoria's Secret catalog.
Splashy, splashy. I would like to see a prequel made too. I would have to go with. I would like to see Bill and Ted: The High School Years.
Oh, I think that was the cartoon.
Yeah, you know what? They
I
they
think
probably
that-
did do that.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that was the cartoon.
That could be like a Beavis and Butthead thing. Just
Beavis and Butthead,
Yeah.
the prequel.
You know what would be really cool is if, because a lot of people write this fan fiction and stuff like that, and there's so many really awesome theories out there about different movies. Like off the top, I can think of one that someone wrote where in Toy Story, they said that the hat that the kid wears, actually Jessie had belonged to the kid's mom. And so I just think it'd be kind of neat to have like a contest and just have Hollywood, these producers go through and look at this really cool fan fiction type stuff and maybe build something new off of these theories. Because I don't know about y'all, I'm about sick of this regurgitated.
Well, everything's
stuff.
rebooted.
It
Everything's
is.
We go to the age of the Targaryens. Right? Go way, way back.
Game of Thrones
Game
of the Thrones.
That would be a good one.
Well, I'm looking forward to their TV series where they're supposed to have these
Spin-off.
these spin-offs.
Mini-
like
mini
4 different spin-offs. But they chose the wrong ones. They should have chose, Peter Dinklage to be in one of them. Right. I would have loved to have seen that guy.
Tyrion is a great character.
Right.
Probably the best character in that.
You
whole
can't
show to
spell
me.
pimp without imp.
Right.
You ain't kidding.
He was my favorite
I
character.
drink and I know things. It's what I do.
That's it.
He
I
killed his
love that.
father while
That's-
his father was on the toilet.
Right.
Crying
Shot his
out.
ass with a crossbow.
Like, that's gangster right there.
It's the Joe Padula Show. Bada bing. Clarksville's conversation.